Welcome back to Beyond the DJ Booth podcast. I'm Brian B.
Yes, indeed. I'm Joe Bunn.
Good to see you, buddy.
It's good to be seen, my friend.
How are things?
We made it through another weekend in October. I guess we're pre-recording this. We should say that.
We should.
Okay. Well, we made it through another weekend in October, even though this comes out in probably November.
Probably.
That's okay. Look, for people that are watching and listening, we got to batch create sometimes, man. Yeah. Brian and I are busy people. Y'all are busy people. We're just trying to keep this thing coming out. Yeah, every Wednesday. So anyway, if we pre-record, it's essential, I think. Don't you?
I agree.
Yeah. Anyway, go on.
Well, one of my goals of this podcast is I want them to know the real Joe Bunn. You know, just like unfiltered, like off the cuff.
Yeah.
Like, this is who he is. This isn't the guy who's got it all buttoned up, giving you the best stuff. But one of your superpowers, let's just talk about a superpower that and this is true genuineness here.
Oh, okay.
I think you're a good strategist. I think strategy for you is one of your superpowers.
Interesting.
So I have a scenario for you.
Okay, go on.
So you're a big concert guy.
I am.
All right. So the scenario is this. Going to a Laney concert.
Yes, I love Laney.
Right.
Shout out.
And if you know Joe,
yes,
you're a big pre-gamer.
Yes.
Right? You got the poo-poo platter.
Yes, I love the this charcuterie board. Yes.
Yeah. And then you do the pre-game topos.
Yeah, Topo Chico. Shout out Topo Chico.
And you're a couple in by the time I usually arrive to these kind of concerts.
Yes.
There's a couple more topos.
Sure.
Then we get into the venue.
Yes, go on.
And, you know, before you start watching the show, you got to use the restroom, get things taken care of.
Sure.
Just whatever. So this is the scenario with strategy. You walk in to the restroom.
Right.
7 urinals.
Okay.
We're going to put it on the screen here. What is your move? This is 7 urinals. Just for those that are listening and not looking, the number 2 stall and number 2 urinal and number 5 urinal are taken.
Okay.
What is the correct move on the chessboard here? Where do you go?
Far right.
Oh, absolutely. That is absolutely the correct answer. There's no question about it.
Far right.
Yeah.
Yeah. In this scenario, 100% far right. Yeah.
There's no universe.
No. You
where
don't
I want some dude watching me pee.
Nah.
Right?
Nah. You don't want the streams to cross. It's like Ghostbusters.
This is easy. This was number 1 was easy. Let's go to number 2.
Okay.
Scenario 2. So we move over 1.
Dead center.
Dude, I don't think I could do that because I feel like I'm going to be sandwiched in. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you've got an actual piece of porcelain between you and the urinators.
But if someone else
gotta
comes
get
in
and get it out.
I go far corner. I go 7. Far right again or far left. Because I actually more 7 because I don't want anybody walking around me. I'm not going middle.
Yeah, I'm dead center on this one. I'm okay with that. Yeah.
All right, let's go to number 3.
Okay.
Last scenario.
That's tough. Now I've got to be beside somebody. I'm probably going to be number 3. I'm probably number 3.
What's the rationale?
I just got one guy to my left, and I think my shit hooks right. If I'm not mistaken.
Oh my gosh. That's so good. I never paid attention to that.
Yeah. Everybody hooks one way. Don't act like you got a straight Johnson. Like that is not true. Where are you on this?
God, I think I wait.
Are you waiting for a stall?
I'm waiting for that corner to open up. I'm waiting for a corner.
Nah.
So I let someone pass.
No. Because I'm like, at this point, I feel like the opener's already gone off, right? And the headlining act's getting ready to come on. I got to get back down to the pit. Like, to be completely fair, the scenario usually wouldn't exist because I've used the restroom before. Because once I've sanctioned or once I've solidified my position in the pit or wherever I want to be, I try not to go. Yeah, that's when I stop drinking and everything. Yeah, even water. I'm just gonna power through. Yeah.
All right. Well, you passed the test.
Wow, this is crazy. What an opener.
A little something about Joe Bunn. Now you know. A little strategy. Well, let's move on
to the right.
Let's talk music.
Okay.
Got another one for you.
Okay.
So again, I wanted to share ones that are like tools.
Yeah.
Where it's not just a standard remix or something.
Segue almost.
Segue. Yeah. So have you been playing Apple, Charlie?
Some.
Yeah. And what's the reaction been? Good? Like, I feel like it's taken off more in the last like month.
I definitely play probably like Sabrina Carpenter more than Apple.
Okay.
The whole Brat Summer thing, and then I'm trying to think. No, I think the only time I played it in the past few months was at that Volare party.
Okay.
And I was like, I think it was because Ashley's daughter requested it, who's an actual child.
Right.
I have not seen it on my wedding lists. Sabrina, I have. Taste and Espresso, definitely.
Okay.
I have not seen that in my last 3 or 4 weddings.
Well, there was this blend that came out with Apple starting off the original.
It's Charlie
version.
XCX, right?
Yep.
Right.
And then goes into that over Club Can't Handle Me Tonight.
Okay. Flo Rida. I love that track.
Then even Steve put out this blend with Club Can't Handle Me Tonight, and this is what I came for, I think is what it's called, the Rihanna track.
This is what you came for.
This is what you came for.
Rihanna, I love her.
So I'm playing this Apple because I get requested for it.
Yeah.
I go into this blend of this with that.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, you know what? I got this other blend by Eve and Steve. I'm going to go into this other one. And so
it's the same instrumental, different vocal. Okay.
It worked so well.
Yeah.
That I decided to make my own track of it already in there. So I don't have to like go between 3 different tracks necessarily.
Yeah.
And so I want to play you this and see if you think it's
this is your edit.
This is my edit of 2 edits that already exist.
Gotcha.
That makes sense.
Sure. Let's
hit it.
Thank
you.
Definitely key. I got
it. It just keeps the night rolling.
Did you add in those G's? That's part of it, right?
I just put it all together.
Yeah. I got you.
So it's just like you got a 3-song banger that can go in one right after the other, and it just feels.
How long did it actually run? A minute and a half? Or
no, probably 3 with all 3 of those
because
in
it's
there.
3 songs, right?
Yeah.
I got you.
But it just feels like it
that.
moves.
Yeah.
And it just they tie in so well together.
Right. Those
The
songs,
energies.
right? So you got 2 basically, let's call it older songs, or
Right.
like early EDM pop,
Right.
and then into truly a new song from the summer, basically.
And I think like this is what you came for. I'm not really playing that much
No,
anymore.
I don't.
Anyway,
You're not burning
as
a good track like we were talking about one time. Yeah, like that. We Found Love and I Want to Dance with Somebody edit. I never play it because I feel like you're burning 2 good songs in one.
Right.
Okay. Cool. I dig that. Give it to
send
me.
You
send it to me.
Little Dropbox situation.
Exactly. That never happened. Go on.
Well, let's get into the meat of this podcast,
What
which
is
is
it?
questions, right?
Yeah. Questions are always going to be
The value
the value, right? People love to hear us just sit here and bullshit, but at the end of the day, it's like, come on, man, give me like something I can take away, help my DJ company, help my DJ business. I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. We're still new to the game, but I think that's a big part of it. And when we post the reels, I feel like those are the ones that kind of do the best.
Yeah.
For the value add, or if you tell a really good story.
Yeah.
Like you did.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Saquon, you want to put it up on the
Yeah.
screen for us?
Let's get it.
This is from Mike Romero out of Fayetteville, Arkansas. How did you handle putting yourself out there more to grow your business? I cannot bring myself to be in front of the camera comfortably, which in turn hinders my growth as a company. Were you ever like an introvert?
I still feel like I am, man.
Yeah.
Honestly, like I physically can turn it on like an introvert extrovert.
Right.
Like I can turn it on when I need it and when it has to be like a superpower or for a networking thing or in front of a camera.
Right.
But normally, I mean, I'm by myself probably. Dude, I might be by myself, 80% of my life now.
Right.
Because I'm here usually all day. I'm by myself.
Right.
At night, there's a bunch of people and kids and whatnot around, but
Sure.
like I'm usually pretty self-contained.
So when you were growing your business to start and you didn't know everybody in the area, was this a pain point for you as well? Like trying to get out there and be, the extroverted Joe Bunn, or did you just turn it on?
I just turned it on, and early on, it was not all this, right? It wasn't podcasting,
Right.
and social media, and dressing up like a girl in a Crate Hackers commercial. It was truly being at these wedding shows, which is still going on. We just stopped doing the big wedding shows.
Right.
And I'm talking about there'd be 20 DJs there, 20 wedding planners, 20 cake makers, 20 dressmakers. Like, and that was where like we really shined because we would build the most over the top display. Every show we did was different. And that was quarterly. They did that show once a quarter. And we would build something completely over the top. I have a attic full of best in show trophies from that. So imagine, I mean, how many vendors were there? We would win best in show almost every time.
Wow.
But I would leave that booth and just go booth to booth. Hey, I'm Joe Bunn, you know, to even DJs.
Yeah.
Hey man, you know, what's up? I'm new, blah, blah, blah. And so I definitely had to basically come out of my shell or to be like this kind of over the top version of myself.
And do you think like through time that's gotten easier, or it still is the same kind of hurdle, but
I think it's gotten easier, but it's still that same feeling of where you've got to be in the right mindset. You know, I've definitely canceled shoots or content creation days where I had people lined up to come shoot where I was just like, I'm not feeling this, man. Yeah. I don't want to be the court jester today. I'm not going to dress up like a fireman. Like I just... you know what I mean? Like some days you just have these reality checks like, Jesus, bro, you're 53 and you just dressed up like Santa Claus in July. You know, it's like, what the fuck am I doing? And so there's definitely days where I've canceled and just been like, I'm not feeling this. I can't conjure it up today.
Yeah.
It's pretty rare, you know what I mean? But I definitely have changed. But this question's tough, you know what I mean? Because all this, the social, the podcasting, the videos, the everything is just part of the business ownership now. I mean, you know, even with Saquon, right? Yeah. I mean, he's a hip hop producer, got hip hop groups, but like all his guys that are kind of on his roster, if you look at their accounts, they're constantly creating content because they know that's how somebody's probably going to hear their song or see them. Some reel is going to pop off, like. So, you know, as somebody that's not comfortable in front of the camera, it's almost like, I don't want to say you have to get comfortable, but unless you had somebody that was on your team that was that guy that could kind of be the Geico lizard or the mayhem of your company and be the face person or the Flo from Progressive or whatever. Yeah. I was going to say the dude from Subway, but I think he's locked up. Let's don't bring him up. But I'm saying, like, unless there was that character, who is the main character? Right. Like, you have to be that guy. Yeah. I don't know. What are your thoughts on this, man? I mean, because I know you don't create nearly as much content as I do, but you know how important it is.
I do. Yeah. I mean, it's twofold. One, I don't think you have to grow your business just through the camera aspect. I mean, you definitely have to get out there and meet people. There's no doubt that has to happen. Yes. So, I mean, sometimes it's a matter of just working around those challenges with, you know, having other people, even if you don't have like a full-on roster of team. Maybe it's your wife. Maybe it's your neighbor who's the extrovert. And sometimes that can actually even help you sell your company because there's somebody who's boasting about you. It's not you trying to do it yourself and manufacture this stuff. But I think there's also a balance of like also being your authentic self, right? Like if you turn on the DJ voice and all of a sudden you're trying to be Mr. like extrovert, it's not going to be true to who you are. And when someone sees the real you, they're going to be like, well, who's this person? Because this wasn't who I met. This isn't what I thought. Right. So I think in those situations, you try to work around it. For me, I can just speak on the camera side because I'm just not great at it either. So the way I've worked around it on a couple of different things. One, I try to make the crowd, if I'm doing it for DJing stuff, make them the star. Yeah. So you don't have to see me behind the DJ booth necessarily. If you see everybody partying, having a great time, and you know that I'm the one orchestrating that somehow, that is one way you can still kind of keep that introverted self of yours. The other thing too, and we've done it for videos and things all the time, is using a teleprompter. Yeah. Right? Where like it keeps you kind of on track.
Prompter is key.
There is a little bit of a learning curve to it, so you don't sound so robotic. You've got to figure out your rhythm and those different things to it. But that's another way that can kind of help you because you're not so conscious of being extroverted. Right. You're just looking at a script and reading through.
I couldn't agree with you more. That teleprompter stuff has saved me countless times, and I've gotten so good at it, people are questioning if I'm using one.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's they don't really see my eyes moving. I kind of still ad-lib in parts, especially if I've got it at the right speed where I can make it sound like truly like my voice. I write the scripts so they are in my voice. They're not like AI generated.
Right.
So I've had a lot of people be like, "Bro, how do you remember these vault videos?" I'm like, "No, man, I'm on a prompter." You know what I mean? Just like a newscaster or the weatherman or whatever. You know, it's and there's so many different varieties and variations that you can get for not a lot of money. That's a great tip that I didn't even really think about on this.
Well, and the other one I was thinking along those lines was just bringing somebody with you.
Yeah.
Like that extrovert. You can kind of add your, value adds to the conversation when you feel comfortable, but like having somebody else there where it's not just like a one-on-one situation if you feel super awkward.
Right.
And
I feel like all of us as DJs every year and every season, right, that we have this one wedding that really just stands out. Man, make that bride that person. Like whether it's a wedding show or you wanted to make a video or something, like there's that one. I mean, I can look back at my calendar right now and literally go, that wedding was killer, and that girl came up to me at the end of the night and was over the moon, like hugging me, best night ever. There'll be a champion of yours, a fan of yours forever, and they would probably do anything. If you bought them a gift certificate to Sullivan's or some nice steakhouse or something, they'd probably make a video for you or come stand out at the fairgrounds with you for 2 hours at a wedding show. Yeah. You know what I mean? Those people are just super fans for life because of the memories you created, and we've all got one or two a year that are just stand a little bit above everything else.
I agree.
Anyway, good stuff. That's a good question.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, Mike Romero, Fayetteville, Arkansas.
Have you been there?
I have not. You ever been to Fayetteville, North Carolina?
I've heard about it.
Yeah,
I heard it's not a place you want to be hanging out.
It's not
or at
great.
least back in the day.
It's not great. It's not great. I mean, shout out to my service members. I think it's what's there, Saquon, Air Force Base or something?
Fort Bragg.
Fort Bragg.
Oh, is that where that's at?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Shout out Fort Bragg.
Got it. All right.
Anyway,
let's wrap it.
Let's do it. Thanks, everybody, for watching. I hope you enjoyed another episode of Beyond the DJ Booth with me, Joe Bunn, Brian B. We're going to do this every single week. These are going to drop on all of the streaming platforms for your podcasting, and the full-length video will be on YouTube on my channel, so go check that out if you want to see how handsome we are. Thanks, y'all.
Later.